Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Ty.
How are you? Sorry, it feels so weird to do that again. All right, I'll do this again. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Ty.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Excellent.
So, we're back. We're angled properly.
Yeah.
We're professional.
Made a
We
couple changes.
it's amazing. We're getting better every week already. So, last time we talked about the point of college and how maybe the way that you see the point of college, the way that Wayfinding organizationally approaches it is different than the traditional model. We didn't really get into, what are some of the signs that the traditional model isn't working?
There are so many.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give a couple just very brief ones.
Okay.
One is that we send most young people to college after high school. It's like 70% of them or something like that go to college right after high school. But the completion rates are terrible.
Right.
It's for four-year colleges, it's about 57% nationwide. 57% of people who start college finish college within like 6 or 7 years of starting. And for two-year colleges, which is what Wayfinding is, it's even worse. It's like 38%. So you've got a lot of people going, because that's sort of what we're telling them to do, and not completing. And most of them, about 70% of people who go to college, take on debt in order to do this. And I think the national averages are pretty low, but the national averages are $28,000 to $40,000 of debt. And from most students I know, it's actually more than that.
That's a mix of probably 2 and 4 year, and for 4 year, it's probably way higher.
Way higher, yeah. And so you've got a whole lot of people in debt, even if they graduate, but then you also have a whole lot of people in debt with no degree at the end. And that comes with a lot of feelings of shame and failure and some limitations. So I think we're just failing a whole lot of young people by sending them on this path without a whole lot of information and intention behind it.
Right. So here we are. We're 4 years in at Wayfinding Academy. We're wrapping up the first term for cohort 4. We're end of 2019. You've made a lot of progress in a lot of areas, and amidst all of the progress, why do you think it's important now that we kind of go back and focus on why Wayfinding was started in the first place?
Yeah, it's a good question, because I feel like a lot of what we do, we get stuck in the day-to-day and the rhythms of the terms and the classes. And because Wayfinding exists for two primary reasons. The first is that we are here to help young people figure out who they are, what they want to do with their life, and start doing it.
Right.
And it definitely feels like for the 4 years we've been doing this, we have a lot of evidence that that's working. The other reason we exist is because we want to nudge change in higher education in general, like the broken system of higher education in the United States. And so what we're doing now is returning back to some of that bigger picture vision and bigger picture focus about nudging that change in the system throughout this country.
Okay, so we're zooming out. Why are we shifting focus to big picture questions like the ones that we had when we started? And you mentioned some evidence, that our approach is working. Can you weave those two things together?
Yeah, it's sort of all happening pretty quickly. In the past year, we've noticed that our environment has shifted, which I think is what's making it make sense for us as an organization to shift back to that bigger focus. We've been collecting data from the very beginning, and now that we've got 2 graduated classes, we have some data that shows that on the metrics that we care the very most about, we've got pretty good increases, 16 to 20% increases in students' happiness, sense of purpose, grit. So we can see that the polishes and the tweaks that we've made to the curriculum, those seem to be working. So we're going to keep doing that, important, keep improving as we go. But we've also lately, past 6-8 months, have been getting a lot of national attention. So the New York Times wrote an article about us. There was an article in a newspaper in Ireland about us. The Chronicle of Higher Education has come to visit. So we've been getting some more national attention. So we're sort of following that. If those are the people knocking down our door, wanting to hear more about what we're doing, we want to give them more of that and more of this focus on the broken higher education system.
Right, so what I'm hearing is you're saying we're seeing some evidence that our goal of nudging a little change in higher education might be happening, at least on the media side. Are there any other ways that you see that happening, that we're succeeding in that?
Yeah, we've got a group of change makers, higher education change makers, who are coming actually next week here to spend a couple of days with us. They're coming from all over the country, and we actually have one coming from Micronesia as well, to spend the weekend learning about how Wayfinding does things and to talk about how they can take some of these things back to their home institutions and create a little bit of change there.
Awesome. Okay, so where are we in the history of wayfinding right now for folks who don't know?
Yeah, we have been doing this for 4 years right now. We've graduated 2 classes of students. Cohort 4 is about a week and a half away from finishing their first term, which is pretty
exciting.
cool. Yeah, they're doing their final presentations next week.
Coming
You'll
up.
be there?
I'm going to be out of town, but
I'll be there.
Okay.
And some other members of the community are going to be there too, which is really cool.
Right on.
And for the first time ever, we're starting a January cohort. We've never done that before. So we've got cohort 5 students getting ready to come join us for orientation in just about 2 months, which is going to be exciting too.
So a lot going on.
A lot going on. Yeah.